Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Voodoo Witches loves to do harm to children for their rituals to Satan. Voodoo Witches love to do harm to children for their rituals to Satan. And what got me to make this video is because I wanted to clarify more on it. Now, you just got through seeing the video about Haiti and Africa and the slave chambers, on how voodoo got the slaves under submission, and voodoo priestess got the slaves under submission, and how they did the wicked stuff to those slaves for their rituals, right? Torture them and all that. That's what most of the witches do. But unfortunately, we also have this as well, where witches, where they warlocks or witches, are doing rituals for more beauty, love spells, glamour magic, money spells, profit to gain, okay, material wealth, stuff that's materialized in the world, greediness, which I would call it greedy, for they're sacrificing a young innocent life to Satan for it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you this. 6-year-old South African girl who disappeared last year. Mom has been convicted of selling her for eyes and skin. 6-year-old South African girl who went missing last year was actually sold to a traditional healer as a witch doctor by her mother, who wanted the young girl for her eyes, skin color. Kelly Smith was convicted on Friday, May 2nd, of trafficking her daughter, Jocelyn Smith, who went missing in February 2024, Reuters reported. Smith's boyfriend, Jacqueline Opolis, and the couple's friend, Stefano Van Ryn, were also found guilty on kidnapping and trafficking charges. Okay, obviously this was a beauty spell, beauty ritual. Unfortunately, this girl had to die and get murdered by this witch doctor, a traditional healer, for her eyes and skin color. This is what's going on in this world today, and this is what God, Jesus Christ himself, is against. And this is the reason why witches hate Jesus Christ, because he speak against sacrificing your sons and your daughters unto Satan for more profit to gain. Okay, this is very evil. This is very wicked. All your politicians, celebrities, all do it. These are mass murderers. Okay, so if you idolizing anybody in the rich elite and the famous, you are idolizing mass murderers. And then you also idolizing more mass murderers if you go into witches and being their clients. Okay, because you got people paying these witches to do spells. Okay. Obviously, you're seeking a darn witch to do a spell for you. Now, there's more. Okay. As I showed you in my last video, they did this mess in Africa. And they did this mess all around the world. Okay. A child was taken to a voodoo practitioner for discipline. Police say she will be permanently disfigured. Okay, these are the two women that did that to that child. Let me go back. Okay. Rachel, Hilary, Peggy LeBazur in court in Bridgewater, Massachusetts on Thursday are accused of tying down and burning a 5-year-old in a voodoo ritual meant to get rid of her demon, they said. Okay. The girl didn't have a demon, they did. So they are witches. Therefore, they end up trying to murder that girl for more ritual to gain. Sometimes it be about men that they trying to attract. Beauty, money, wealth, power. Stuff of that nature. Okay? Very evil. Very greedy. Don't do this. So here's this. Here's another one. In this nation, Children's body parts are sacrificed for witchcraft. Uganda, it's been a year since Cynthia Mazzani found a dismembered body of a 10-year-old daughter, Jane, in a pit under an outhouse. Okay, let's go back. Outhouse, the girl had gone to fetch water in a nearby swamp. When she was abducted, strangled, and dismembered, body parts were recovered miles away. Children play in town of Nazgola, I hope I'm saying that right, on February 22nd, 2017. On February 22nd, 2017, children here continue to live in constant fear of being kidnapped and sacrificed. Okay. I was shocked when I saw the mutilated body of my daughter, Mazzani, 30, wept as she recalled the horror. I really couldn't believe if she was really my daughter. She was missing almost every part of her body. She died a very painful death. This is sick. Police later arrested a wealthy neighbor, businessman Gilbert Odema, who authorities actually used James as a human sacrifice in a witchcraft ritual designed to bring him for good fortune. He confessed to me that he carried out the ritual to boost his dwindling business. Again, for his success. He said he knew that act would bring him good luck and success in life. So that's greediness. Okay? This is how greedy they are. They will murder for money. They will murder for success. They will murder for beauty. They will murder for material gain and wealth and power. God is against it. This is evil unto Satan. Okay? This is why they don't want to seek Jesus Christ, because he's against it. He's against their wicked stuff. Okay? He's against all that wicked crap. Matter of fact, he don't want you doing it. Witchcraft has dark side in Uganda, and children are falling victim. Protect us from these witch doctors. The children are crying out. Witchcraft often involves sacrificing of animals, but children are now being targeted. Child sacrifice is real. It's not a myth. It's a reality. It's happening on a huge scale in Uganda. Okay, before I read any further, there is a theosophy book by Aleister Crowley. And in that book, it mentioned sacrificing a child unto Lucifer equals more power to gain, which is sick. But listen to how he says it now. Okay, let's go down. It says, it broke my heart. I saw the pain of the mother who lost 3 children. Witchcraft has been in practice throughout Uganda. Traditionally involves the sacrifice of animals like goats or chickens. But witch doctors, he says, now claim their work is more powerful when you sacrifice the blood of a child. My point taken. Okay. The witch doctors believe that when you sacrifice a child, you get wealth, you get protection, you get some sort of blessing, he says. It's a form of desperation that people have because of poverty and disease. He describes child sacrifice as a ritual mutilation of children. Unbeknown to their parents, children are often kidnapped for these sacrificial practices. Children are kidnapped by so-called witch doctors, people that practice witchcraft. Okay. This is how sick that mess is. Okay. Look at this. There's freedom of worship, and there are people that believe in worship ancestral spirits and witchcraft practices, he says. Taking a child's life, ancestral practices, fortunately, these are not ancestral practices. These are demons you worshiping that fell from heaven. Let me get y'all straight on something. You are worshiping fallen angels that fell from heaven. If God didn't want them in there, okay, I'll be honest. If God didn't want them in heaven, what makes you think it's okay to worship them? Right, people? Let me ask you that question. If God didn't want them in heaven, what makes you think it is okay to worship them? A creation beast. I'm just knocking some sense. Here's some more. Woman actually confesses to killing 2 young sons in voodoo ritual gone airy. Okay, airy or Harry, whatever one you would say it. Latasha Sanders actually told police she brutally stabbed her 2 sons to death as part of a voodoo ritual. Again, they are sick like this. This is greediness. District Attorney, right? Timothy Cruz, actually Latisha Sanders, had a parent psychiatric break over weekend and killed her 2 sons with a kitchen knife. the bodies of a 5-year-old Lasson Brito and 8-year-old Edison Brito were found covered in their bed sheets, discovered by a chance after a neighbor went to check on Sanders, who called an ambulance for herself. Cruz said in court one of the boys alone was stabbed 50 times. I rest my case on that. Here we go. Investigators, Ashley Sanders, they forgot to put the AD there. Sanders confessed to finding a kitchen knife and then stabbing the two boys as a part of a voodoo ritual. Here we go. Relatives or neighbors or alike said Sanders often spoke about the Illuminati and her interest in voodoo. Illuminati, Church of Satan. Again, this is what they do to get famous, to get rich. 7 babies found dead in Utah. So y'all are willing to kill babies and children to get rich and get more famous, to get beauty. Y'all are sick people. Really. Y'all really are mentally ill. Pretty much vexed in the mind by demons. Y'all need to be rebuked and casted out. Okay? Yeah, they talking about we don't hurt children. Liars. Human sacrifice and voodoo rites agile. Okay? This is a YouTube video, by the way, right here. Let's go in it. Child sacrifice is on the rise. Right? Let's see. It's taking a long time to go in it. There we go. How to catch a witch doctor. Child sacrifice is on the rise in Uganda. Meet the team fighting witch doctors. Is a whole video on that, right? Okay. Children in voodoo's power. Child sacrifice in Uganda. And the list goes on. Where child sacrifice is a business. This is how sick. Okay. Very sick. Child sacrifice in Uganda. This is how sick and crazy it is in this world. Okay, let me go here. This is on Lipstick Alley. These are also witches. Of course, you got warlocks, but you have witches and warlocks. Beauty rituals and spells, right? So this is, they do rituals and spells unto their Lucifer. These witches on Lipstick Alley, they know what type of demons they're calling upon. Okay. You're trying to have that voodoo box too. If there's a particular deity, you're trying to invoke Oshan, Izila, Frida, the Serene. Try going to one of their priestesses to learn the best and safe way to protection them. But I'm sure you can find an elevate ancestor who would be more willing to help you. Calling upon demons. Now, if you go back to my last video, I talked about Oshan, priestess that the Africans are calling upon. Very blasphemous in a way. Very blasphemous. Let's see. Let's keep going up. This is where it get interesting. She wants a bigger butt. They do rituals for that. Life affirmations. That's another way of spell work. So you see them chanting, saying life affirmations. That's like a voodoo chant. Okay. Let's keep going. I wanted to get to the part where the girl talked about the children. Look at this. Work with Venetian energy or Venetian goddess like Hathor. They will get on your butt to take better care of yourself. You can build a beauty altar of some sort. Do you think invoking Lilith is a bad move? Invoking. Don't. It's dangerous. Trust and believe. The hell it can bring into your life isn't worth it. Like she eats babies and it's a demon. Why would you want that? I'll rest my case. They know what type of demons they call upon. They know these demons requires babies. You guys see how sick? See how evil these people are? Who was utilized the services of Lilith, caught in dark witch? Look at this. Okay. Let's keep going. So you can see that these people are part of the cult. Here, nothing negative has happened. As far as I'm concerned, she's the real deal. I have had several rituals done with her, and they working for me. You just need to let go, get on with your life, and let the demons do their thing. Let the demons do their thing, huh? She did a succubus seduction ritual for me a few months ago. Shortly after that, and actually exactly a month later, Someone from past suddenly resurfaced. One of the cries that lived describes the ritual. Let the demons do her thing. Again, they know they're calling upon devils, and they know these devils require eating babies. Okay. I ended up buying the spells book, so she wanted to buy the spells. I just want to say I absolutely love your honesty and thoughts. I recently bought a ton of stuff from Lith Cult. I have used Witch Dark and Lucifer Castellstro in the past as well. I'm worried because I have spent a lot of money with Lith Cult. Satanic Witch 666, Demonic Witch 666. She said, for success situations, I read that you felt pretty positive about your fame ritual. Do you still feel the same? Fame ritual. Hi there. If you already spent a lot of money, I recommend you stop, take a step back. Don't bankrupt yourself. Remember, don't bankrupt yourself. Also, the spirits need time to work. Remember, they can see the bigger picture. So if summoned by practitioners who know what they're doing, like Lucifer and Lith, just take a step back and let the spirits do what they need to do. I did get the fame ritual. I got the succubus seduction ritual. And business wealth related one. And yes, they both working in a natural and organic way. For the business wealth, the spirits have made sure I never have to worry about money. However, I still do the leg work and looking for opportunities when I need to. Manifesting rituals. I get from Lith because I've seen manifest over time. They do beauty spells, glamour magic, any type of spell that they want, right? This is how sick. Okay. Let's see, let's keep going. Now, one of them asked them, look at this one. I don't mean to offend, but I'm confused about what you believe or understand on physiological level. Why do you need to pay someone to get a man in a relationship to have sex with you? They'll have sex with anyone. Spells aren't needed. Furthermore, you want to be in a relationship with someone who cheats on his girlfriend? So she's questioning them on it, right? You doing all these rituals to get a man, especially a man who cheats around on his girlfriend. Yeah. So they doing all these spell work to get men and all kinds of stuff. Money, fame, fortune. And this stuff mostly requires a child, you guys. But I'm going to leave this in the description box below so y'all can see that stuff. I'm going to go here to Bible Gateway. Right here. Let's get in it. Come on. It's going to be child sacrifices. Now, I know y'all seen Hocus Pocus, as run by Disney, who was a third-degree Mason and was abusing children underneath the ground, if you haven't read about him. But those women will lure those children in a voodoo chant song spell and give them children potion, suck the life soul out of their body to get beautiful. Well, witches are really doing that to the kids. They really are. Okay? Now, as you can see, God don't like it. Psalms 106 says, yeah, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Look, that provokes God to anger. Okay? Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hated have done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burned into the fire to their gods. Okay? And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire and use divination and enchantments and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. Again, this stuff is not good to serve. Only serve Jesus Christ, people. Don't listen to them voodoo witches because they are murdering out here. They are murdering and taking a child's life for their greed to gain. People, serve this word here. Jesus Christ is God.